Hello everybody, Andy here again. Well, this is a follow-up, I suppose, to my last video about who are you happy with who you are right now in your life. Something I can't even remember the title of it myself. Inspired once again by the comments that people have made on the video, and that was the video in itself was about sort of where you are in your life, as I said, in relationships, careers, that sort of thing. But some of the comments have got sort of, as I said, it inspired me to do this. We're talking about where they are, their relationships that they've got, and also about planning to have kids or thinking about having kids in the future, things like that. Someone did actually say they thought it was a very personal vlog, and I think this one will be as well, because I thought, well, got me thinking about my own experiences with this type of thing. It will become clear what I'm saying while I'm talking about this, I suppose. My own experiences with sort of relationships, I suppose. I was one of those people that I had no, I'm not saying no interest in getting married or anything like that. I was just sort of quite happily bumbling along with life, had relationships and all this sort of things, some more serious than others, some longer than others as well. But when I met my future wife, I'm trying to think how old I was 26 years old, quite happily going along. I was playing the old drums in the band locally and that sort of stuff. I used to go to parties, had a little bit of a reputation supposedly, so other people told my wife afterwards, for going to parties and this sort of stuff, and being there all night and being the last one to leave and all this sort of stuff. And so you can imagine what my life was like. I had no interest in sort of relationships as such, but these things happen, and I never really tried. I suppose that's the point I'm trying to make here. When I met my wife, I had no interest in having a relationship at all, but you meet someone and it happens. And I think that some people sometimes try too hard. They're planning these things out, as we were talking in the last video. They're planning things out, right, I've got to be married by the time I'm 30, or I've got to have kids by the time I'm 35, or something like that. Life doesn't work that way, and I've often found, to say with relationships from day one, I suppose, is that the more effort that I initially put into a relationship, the less well it works sometimes. Sometimes you need that time to sort of get together, to get to know each other, without it becoming official, should we say. When I've asked people out, the relationships never worked. When things have just happened and it's sort of built, and it's built in a natural sort of way, those relationships have always been the best, I suppose. When you're not really trying to have a relationship, they just happen, they evolve, I suppose. So I'd be interested to know if anybody else has got that sort of same sort of thing. It's like with the children as well. Yes, I often thought, yeah, I'd like to have kids at some time, but it wasn't even on the horizon when I met my wife as well. When I met her, I don't suppose we even thought about getting married or having kids ourselves, but once again, it evolved. There was none of this, oh, will you go out with me, will you do this, will you do that. It was an evolution. So are you the same? I mean, I'm watching some of these comments on the videos, I get the impression that some people are sort of trying to plan this, and this is only my opinion, obviously, but you may be able to correct me. Maybe you planned your life and you're quite happy with the way that things turn out. But I've got a sneaking suspicion, and say from my point of view, that the more you plan things sometimes, and the more you work at certain things and try to put things, that it's going to happen there and there and there, these things won't work. Life isn't like that. Yeah, you have to let life take its course, I think, and bumble along, do what you want to do, and be who you are, because when you do meet that person, if they see you for who you are, like hopefully my wife did, I wasn't making any efforts at all, I was just being me. If you're making an effort, that's not really you, is it? Sometimes, or quite a lot of the time, we sort of maybe say things that we wouldn't say otherwise, or we don't say things, or we don't do things. I was just being myself, and hopefully that's what she liked, and that's what I liked about her. Maybe other people could learn a thing or two about that as well. But once again, as I said, I'd be interested to know if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, think I'm a complete idiot or whatever, your experiences as well. Anyway, a very quick vlog, hopefully. Just a quick follow-up, one I didn't intend to do. So thanks for your time once again, and I'll speak to you again soon. Goodbye.